Hello, Lobo fans. Welcome into your Lobo Coaches Show. I'm your host, Robert Portnoy, with the head football coach at UNM, Danny Gonzales. Coach Gonzales, congratulations. 56-10 win, your first of the year over Tennessee Tech in your home opener. Way to go.
It was a fun night. I thought our kids played hard. We were the better team. That's what should have happened. I was disappointed with a slow start, especially by the defense. But we overcame it, and I thought the second half they played really good, which was one of our Achilles heels last year, so I was proud of that.
The offense jumped out very quickly. I know you were extremely happy with that first drive.
I mean, it was methodic, 14 plays. I mean, it was outstanding. Put the ball in the end zone, had an opportunity to get off the field on a 3-and-out, and we created penalties. I mean, we weren't aggressive enough on the first running play on the third down, and then we give them four first downs on that possession alone to give them an opportunity to get in the end zone and make it 7-7 with like 2 minutes to go in the corner. I mean, should not have been that way at all.
I guess we'll get the negatives out of the way early. That first touchdown drive for Tennessee Tech, and I know you were not happy with their ability to go down on the 2-minute drill and get a field goal at the end of the first half.
No, I thought we relaxed a little bit, both up front and in the secondary, and then they got down there and kicked a field goal to make it 28-10. I was really disappointed that we gave up 10 points in the first half because I thought we were better than that. I thought we'd have a chance to keep them to nothing, and we gave them 10 points early. Can't do that if we want to be competitive later on as the season goes.
Coach G told us that he thought his offense was prepared to deliver those explosive plays that haven't been there for a couple of years. You had a bunch of them against Tennessee Tech.
We did. I mean, we threw one over the top to Deuce. We threw one over the top to Caleb. I thought those guys did a really nice job of getting open. And then we got a quarterback that has some laser precision, and he put it right on them.
Dylan Hopkins threw the heck out of the ball. 4 touchdown passes, ties for second all-time in a single game in Lobo football history. You also have an electric tailback, Bill, Ja'Cory Krosky-Merritt. He delivered 2 of those explosives on his own.
Little Bill. He's as advertised, and we're going to keep giving him the rock. I mean, he's got good vision. Now, he had 162. He could have easily had 200, so he hadn't perfected his craft yet. There's still some holes that they're opening up that he missed. But you're still good if you missed and you got 162.
Coach mentioned after the first game of the year how well Dylan Hopkins spreads the ball around. He did it again. A lot of guys got involved, didn't they?
He did. There was a couple early mistakes by those guys, but as the game went on, they got better. And then Dylan did a good job, but he had time. I mean, the offensive line did a great job in protection, and Dylan was able to find guys all over the field.
For the second straight week, he did have 1 pick. What did you see on that particular play?
It actually wasn't Dylan's fault. I mean, we've got a slant on the inside guy who's supposed to protect the quarterback. He didn't. Dylan threw the ball where that guy's not supposed to be vacated, and it went right to him. So not completely Dylan's fault, but another opportunity for us to learn from and get better as we go forward.
Teaching moment for Caleb Medford.
Absolutely, absolutely. It was actually the slot. I believe it was Luke who's supposed to clear the linebacker, and he did not.
Okay, so the Lobos rout him 56-10, and after that field goal at the end of the first half by Tennessee Tech, you guys came out in the third quarter like gangbusters. And those third quarters a year ago were not your best feature, that's for sure.
They weren't. We scored 21 points on Saturday night. I think we scored 19 of all last year on the third quarter. So obviously that's been a big emphasis in our program all offseason long about playing better in the third and fourth quarter. And I thought our guys came out really excited to play, and I thought they had something to prove.
Something everybody was excited to see for the first time was Devin Dampier, the freshman from the Phoenix area, get an opportunity to quarterback your team. He was terrific in the fourth quarter on that touchdown drive.
He did, and we converted a couple third downs. The play that he scored the touchdown on was really special. I mean, he's hard to tackle. We had a hard time tackling him in fall camp. Now, we don't touch the quarterbacks. We couldn't even touch him if it was tagged. So he's got a bright future. The biggest thing is, though, we beat a team we were supposed to beat. We shouldn't overreact. Our kids, I promise you this, they won't think they've arrived. We've got a long way to go to continue to be a good football team. We're getting better. We're not a good football team yet. We have opportunity to be, but we're not quite there.
On the Dampier touchdown, there was the pull and the mesh. He pulls it, and then he's one-on-one in the hole with Antonio Hunt, the former Lobo. What a move he put on him.
He did. Like I said, if it would have been touch football, he wouldn't have been down either. So really nice job by Devin. He's got the ability to do some special things, and I think he proved it on Saturday night.
Coach mentioned Luke Wysong, and that was clearly his best game as a Lobo as a receiver. He did everything. The deep crosser there for the touchdown, he made catch after catch, and you guys really needed him because you did not want to put Jeremiah Hickson into this ball game with a dislocated wrist.
Jeremiah was available to play. We were able to keep him out. Luke had a couple mistakes early, and I think that was probably a little bit of nerves and stuff. Coach V got after him, Coach Williams got after him on the sideline, and he played a tremendous game for the next 3.5 quarters. So I'm really proud of him for that, because I said it before, Luke's a really good player. And with some of the pressure of not being the only guy that we had available to make it playmaker last year, Luke's going to get better and better every single week. And I think he did a really good job on Saturday.
One thing that came out of this game, unfortunately, is a targeting call that has Christian Ellis unavailable for the first half against New Mexico State on Saturday. What did you see there?
It was the right call. You can't go head first to the quarterback. And Chris did lead with the crown of his helmet. They're going to call that every single time. So we'll have to cover up for him for a half. Christian's one of our best players, and he's got multiple spots. I mean, he played really well at the Lobo on Saturday. We'll use him at one of the Wolf safeties. We just won't be able to use him in the first half.
Coach said they were available and suited up, but they weren't used. Jeremiah Hickson, we already mentioned, your great slot, and then Tavian Combs at the Lobo spot. Will they both play this weekend coming up?
They will both play this weekend. Tavian was able to play also when Christian got expelled from the game. I made a choice to go with David Murphy, who did a really good job. Great opportunity to get some more experience under his belt. He's been a help on special teams and needs to continue to get those live full-speed reps. Had it happened earlier in the game, you probably would have seen Tavian.
All right, we'll take our first break. When we come back on the other side, first half highlights of the Lobos' dominant win over Tennessee Tech. We're back on your Lobo Coaches Show with the head football coach at New Mexico, Danny Gonzales. I'm Robert Portnoy. It's time to get into first half highlights of the Lobos' home opener at University Stadium, a win over Tennessee Tech.
I mean, we got the ball first, which we traditionally do. I thought that was a big third down conversion right there. Andrew Erickson did a nice job on the perimeter, both blocking and catching the passes that were thrown to him. And then the idea was to establish the run early, and we pop a couple here that are pretty good. CJ, they were making some move calls up front using our cadence, which they get called for later. That was like a magician right there for Dylan to get that ball to Andrew.
How did he catch it?
I mean, catch it and flip it all at the same time. Now, here's the first explosive run by Bill. Really nice job by the offensive line up front. I mean, Jacory's electric.
He is electric, and he runs so hard, too. That's the thing that's amazing. And then watch this, right there. He puts a foot in the ground. They don't even lay a finger on him.
No, they don't. I mean, he's so quick, it's almost like he's on ice skates sometimes. I mean, sometimes his feet literally skid along the carpet. It's amazing.
What about the defense here on the first possession for Tennessee Tech?
I thought we needed to be more aggressive right there and run support from the secondary. And then there's one of 4 penalties on this drive that was just completely unnecessary. I thought on defense, we were very uptight to start the game. I thought against Texas A&M, we were calm, relaxed, and played really hard. I thought we were playing like we were afraid to make mistakes. And I'm usually pretty calm and composed, but when I got them over to the sideline, I didn't have very many nice words for them because I was really disappointed in how we came out in this drive. They tried to trick play right there. It didn't work. But we got an opportunity to get off field on third down again, and we allowed them to score a touchdown pass on the next play.
So do you think it maybe was a result of the fact that expectations were certainly very different for this game than for Texas A&M?
A little bit. I think they fed into it. I mean, I think they were expected to win. A lot of people were telling them how much they were going to win by before, and I was telling them, I mean, are we capable of winning by that? Yes, we are. But if we don't go out there and play right, Tennessee Tech's capable of beating us. And I think they were a little bit nervous at the beginning.
Here's a boomer from Aaron Rodriguez, but again, punt coverage here, Coach.
You know, a lot of that is on both the punt coverage and on Aaron. 60 yards with not significant hang time is just too many. Deuce did a really good job of getting down there. He was still 13 yards from the receiver when it happened, the punt returner. You can't do that. So we need to get a little bit more height on the ball. When we moved on to defense right here, there was Noah with another pass interference penalty. He was in good position. Just got a little antsy. He had a couple more opportunities later in the game where he didn't make that mistake. So he's getting better. He's really talented. We just need to get him more game reps.
There was a lot of focus on your secondary, Coach, after week 1 playing against a great Texas A&M team. How'd you feel about how they performed in this one?
Not very good on the first drive. After that, I thought they played pretty well. We made a lot of plays in the secondary. I have higher expectations than what Zach Morris did on Saturday. He didn't play bad, but I think he's got another gear in there.
So there was the pick that we talked about in our opening segment, and your defense stood tall.
We did. They had 2 turnovers that they ended up getting, one from DC and one from Dylan. We came out and got a 4th down stop on the second one. We got off the field right there and gave the offense the ball back. And then after that, we were able to go down and score and start to separate in this game.
It just looked like Dylan Hopkins was throwing darts in this game. What a throw and catch right there.
You know, Dylan's smart. He can put the ball where only our guys can get it. on these long throws right here, like this one to Caleb Medford. That guy was all over Caleb. Caleb kept fighting through it and then went up and made a 50-50 competitive catch. It was a really nice play.
I'll be honest, they don't have, for a Mountain West Network game, a camera angle right on the goal line. I didn't think there was conclusive evidence to turn that over and put it at the half-yard line, but that's just my opinion.
You know what I thought? Actually, Chase's crew did a fantastic job with the replays and such that they showed for the referees. I'm good. If they called that out and put it on the one, it gave us more opportunity to go in there and run the football.
And you're right. The broadcast produced by Chase and his crew for Lobo TV on the Mountain West Network was fantastic.
Here's another shot over the top. Boy, Deuce is fast. I mean, Texas A&M guys had a hard time running with Deuce Jones on punt cover and stuff like that, and I think he's showing the Mountain West Conference that there's some opportunity right there. I did not agree with this call. I thought Cy was close enough that he shouldn't have called it, but when you get the helmet popped off, you're going to get that call almost every time. He hit him too hard. I mean, that's today's football, and that's okay. This was a great play by Ray Luitele. I was disappointed the boys gave Demetrius a hard time last night. That 68 ran him down. I thought we were going to score on defense, but then the offense came in, and you're going to see another unbelievable throw from Dylan. But this is a really good pop by Ray Luitele coming off the edge right there. We had an idea to try and force them to run into the boundary, and we took advantage of that a couple times.
I love the high turquoise socks, Coach. What a cool deal in those uniforms.
Well, you know, it was we were representing Indigenous Heritage Day, and turquoise is a very special color to our Native community, and that was a great opportunity to wear it. The kids liked it. What a dart bite there by Dylan Hopkins. I mean, Luke with a great job on the home run throw, and went over there, took it with his hands, and celebrated together in the end zone.
Coaches say all the time those crossing routes when guys are moving across the field like that are the toughest to track when you have time, and man, did Dylan have time.
No, he could have stood back there forever. The offensive line did a great job. I thought we came out in the end of the second quarter right here after we had scored to make it 28-7 and kind of relaxed on defense. Now, we pressed the pocket right here, do a really good job, get the ball knocked out of bounds. The exact same defense. All of a sudden, we got a couple guys think they're going to run around the tackles, and we let the quarterback step up in the pocket instead of squeezing it. And then that's a play that Zach Moore should make. He's got to knock that away in the coverage that we were in. But they moved the ball down there, got in field goal range, and put it in to make it 28-10.5.
We haven't talked a lot about balls being caught on Zach Morris, but you said that as well as he played, you thought he could have played better.
I do. I think there's more for him. I really think we have two of the best corners, if not the best, in our league. And Zach is a sophomore, but he played a whole lot as a freshman. So he's going to get better every week.
All right, that third quarter blitz by the Lobo offense is next when we go to second half highlights on the Lobo Coaches Show. Hello again, fans. Welcome back into your Lobo Coaches Show with head football coach at New Mexico, Danny Gonzales. It's time to get into second half highlights of the Lobos and Tennessee Tech. What a third quarter your team played, Coach.
You know, they hurt themselves early with some miscues. We came out, we got off the field right away on a 3-and-out and gave the offense the ball in pretty decent field position. I thought our return game was not very good. I mean, we've had some really successful returns around here, and we need to improve on that. There's Dante Martin. They got us to jump a little bit. They tried to take a deep shot over the top, didn't work. And then I thought we did a nice job right here. I mean, we got a pretty decent pass rush in the second half with our front four.
And once again, here's that guy, Little Bill, and nobody's going to catch him.
You know, he's got really good vision. He's explosive, but once again, give credit to those guys up front. They were knocking him off the ball at this point.
He was literally untouched on that one too, Coach. And he didn't have to undress somebody in the hole that time. He was just gone.
He was, and we did a really nice job right here. We made some plays in coverage. They had an opportunity to try and get back in the game if they could move the ball, but they had a hard time doing it. So we got off the field, and we're going to give the offense the ball back here in a minute.
Defense in the second half, pretty happy with their performance?
I was. I mean, we did a good job. We didn't let them run the ball. We had 2 fourth-down stops. I mean, they needed to start going for the ball once they got behind big. And we were able to get off the field. And then I thought Dorian Lewis came in, did a fantastic job getting Bill to rest on the sideline. And Dorian and Bill are quite the 1-2 punch.
Dorian Lewis, another terrific performance. He had a really nice job, did a great job in the fourth quarter against A&M. And you also got Andrew Henry some looks in this one as well, Coach.
We will. We'll see Andrew come up here in a little bit. I mean, there's another nice run by Dorian. But the offensive line is knocking him off the ball at this point. This is that dirty 3 that's turning into 8, 9, and 10 yards. And then what a great throw back shoulder to DJ over there. I would expect to see a lot more of that because DJ creates some matchup problems for people. Dylan can put the ball where only DJ can get it. I mean, that guy's draped all over him, and DJ does a nice job with his body and catches the ball.
They got that figured out because the timing of those and the placement on those wasn't great the first weekend.
No, it was not, but I thought they did a really nice job Saturday. There's where Christian Ellis got knocked out. When a quarterback slides, you got to dive over him. You can't touch him, and you can't definitely hit him with the head. Now, the very next play, they fumble, and then Caden Pope comes in and shows that the Mississippi State transfer's got some electric speed.
That was the first thing that Dontrell Moore said. Wow, he's fast.
He is. Caden can run a little bit. It was good to get him in there and get some live reps against somebody other than us. He's got some explosiveness, and I think we have some playmakers, multiple playmakers in the receivers back and the backfield on offense.
This is a whole new deal, Coach. You've got so many of them that there maybe aren't enough reps to go around. Guys are just going to have to wait their turn.
There's going to be that opportunity. Now, this was disappointing by DC. DC threw off his back foot right there. What a great hit, though, by CJ. I mean, I was teasing him all week, and I told our O-line coach, Coach Blankenship, CJ might need to be a nose guard. I mean, that was outstanding. Usually you see an O-lineman get hyped. It's not because after an interception, but that was intense, and that was a really good hit, so it was a good deal of him covering. We got on the field on defense. The idea is to keep them out of the end zone. They got the ball in plus territory, but we did a nice job of making some plays in coverage, getting them into a third and a fourth down situation. And then on fourth down, we sent more naked block, and Mahalis got there.
Tell you what, if you're an offensive lineman, maybe jumping on a ball in the end zone, a loose ball for a touchdown, but beyond that, what CJ got to do there on a run back, that was unbelievable.
It really was. It was a great job, a great effort by CJ. I mean, that's how our team plays, and that's the expectation. There's Andrew Henry. We talked about him earlier. It was a really nice run. He's not quite 100%. He's going to have a run here in a little bit that he ran to the sideline. I thought he was limping a little bit. He's still building up to that. He did not re-injure his ankle, but he's going to continue to grow. I think this one right here, you can see a little bit of a hobble. He's going to continue to get better and better, though, every week, and he showed that he had some explosiveness.
Yeah, he got one to the end zone. It was called back, unfortunately.
It was. What a run right there by Devin Dampier, the freshman out of Scottsdale. He is really talented. Obviously, Dylan is a really good quarterback, and Devin and DC both, they just provide some different tangibles.
With regard to Devin Dampier, so now he's played in one game. You would love to be able to redshirt him this year, wouldn't you?
That is the plan, ideally. Now, Dylan's obviously our starting quarterback. If something crazy were to happen, then we'd have to decide between DC and Devin and who gives us the best chance to win. It might be a week-to-week situation. We'll see as it goes.
One last quick thing. Dylan Hopkins, so good on the deep balls. We saw it with that throw to Deuce Jones. It seems like he hits them in stride all the time.
You know, it took a little while for Dylan. This is what's really special about him. He knows who is running the routes, who's what, and he knows how fast Deuce is. He knows how fast Caleb is. He knows where Luke's going to be. And when you have a quarterback that has that kind of experience and that kind of precision, you can be pretty dangerous. And I think Dylan, I mean, Mountain West Conference Player of the Week on offense, well-deserved. I'm excited about watching him as we continue to go.
All right, when we come back on the other side, it's our Bud Light play of the game, and we take a peek ahead at New Mexico State. We're back for a final time on this edition of your Lobo Coaches Show with the head football coach at New Mexico, Danny Gonzales. I'm Robert Portnoy. It is time for a Bud Light play of the game, and it was Ja'Cory Krosky-Merritt taking one to the house early.
Weissong motions across. Instead, they'll hand it off to Bill. Gaping hole, straight up the middle, to the 35, slips a tackle to the 30. He's to the 20, he's to the 10, and Bill takes it to the house. 48-yard touchdown run for Ja'Cory Krosky-Merritt.
There it is, your Bud Light play of the game. Coach Ja'Cory Krosky-Merritt is electric.
He is. He does some phenomenal things. We can watch it again. We'll look at the front right here. Those guys did a great job. You see our right guard, East, right there, securing initially, and then climbs the chip, and he can climb up to 18 if he stays in the hole. Didn't have to. Ja'Cory does a great job fitting right off of East's tail, and now, I mean, they didn't even touch him.
And that last little move right there.
It's Dontrell-esque.
Exactly. Look at he breaks ankles. He literally breaks ankles.
You do. I can remember Dontrell Moore doing that for many a year, and you don't teach that. They either have it or they don't, and Ja'Cory's got it.
So the number's different. It's not 22, but 5's got a little bit of 22 in him.
He does. Now, you never compare guys to the greatest running back that ever played here. He's got some similarities to Dontrell in the whole, but Dontrell Moore. There will never be another Dontrell Moore. I'm just glad Ja'Cory's got some of his intangibles.
Intangibles, he's so likable, and he genuinely is appreciative of everything he has. What a great young man.
Unbelievable. I mean, him, Tito, Jeremiah, all the Alabama State guys, they've been really good for our football team for the appreciation factor.
Okay, this is a big weekend coming up. New Mexico State comes to the Lobos' house, University Stadium, for the rivalry matchup. You're going to honor Terrence Mathis. He's going to the College Football Hall of Fame coming up later this year. And I know that buddy walk before the game is so close to your heart, Coach.
It is. It's going to be a great weekend. I mean, Terrence, obviously one of the best players to ever play for us. Deserves recognition. We'll celebrate him on Saturday and in December when he gets inducted. The Rio Grande Down Syndrome Buddy Walk. New Mexico State's actually going to wear a decal on their helmet to match us in honor of the whole event, which is awesome. Coach Kill was all in. I mean, there's things that are bigger than football, and this is one of them. So it'll be a great afternoon, and you've got two good football teams. A lot of anticipation in the community, both down there and up here. It's going to be a fun afternoon.
You know Coach Kill pretty well, don't you, from your connection with Coach Franchione?
You know what? He's been a mentor of mine from that connection. We have a lot of people in common, and I've talked to Coach Kill. I mean, I called him to ask him if he would be willing to put the stickers on their helmet, and he was all for it. He said, Coach, that's not even a question you have to ask.
New Mexico State beat the Lobos in Cruces last year. I know that still doesn't sit well with you.
Nope. Our kids know about it. The guys that haven't been in the rivalry know about it, so it'll be a talking point all week long.
And it's going to be a lot of fun, isn't it, Coach?
Oh, it's going to be a great night. I expect 35,000 people in there. I'll be disappointed if there isn't.
Oh, we cannot wait. For Frank Mercogliano, our sports information director at the University of New Mexico, and our broadcast director, Chase Christensen. He's the coach, Danny Gonzales. I'm Robert Portnoy. We'll see you Saturday, 6 p.m. for the Rio Grande rivalry at University Stadium. So long, everybody. Go Lobos.